I feel as though it is impossible to like Tyron Woodley. Okay, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a very long time, and most recently, something's come out on the news that's really angered me once more and proven once again why it is near impossible to like Tyron Woodley. And I think he likes it. He likes that you don't like him, and I think he does these sort of things purposefully, okay? And I'm going to talk about this because I've wanted to talk about it for a long time. I feel like people are really turning on him. Recently, he came out in the news and was discussing Colby Covington's performance against Kamaru Usman like we didn't see Kamaru Usman versus Tyron Woodley. As if that fight never existed in life ever and no one had ever seen it. He's discussing Colby Covington's performance like he was terrible, mocking him. We watched what happened with you and Kamaru Usman. You know what I'm saying? You got played with like a toy for 5 rounds. Colby Covington may have been ahead. Or a draw. It was a draw on one judge's scorecard. He was ahead on another judge's scorecard. He was also behind on another judge's scorecard. But to say, if anyone scored Woodley even winning a round of the Kamaru Usman fight, you got to book yourself into a mental home, you know? That was domination. And I feel like Woodley keeps coming out and doing this shit, man. Goes on the Breakfast Club. And this is the whole thing about promotion in the UFC. And I want to talk about promotion in the UFC as well. People complain about it so much, but Tyron Woodley is a man who complains about not being promoted, but he has been given every single opportunity to get people behind him and make himself seem likable. And he has failed at every single opportunity, okay? And I'm really talking to Tyron Woodley's soul right now that left the octagon, apparently in the Kamaru Usman fight and every other time he lost. His soul just leaves the octagon. Either way, Tyron Woodley acts like he doesn't get promoted, talks like he doesn't get promoted, and that's why he isn't a big name. He's so unlikable. He gets a chance on the Breakfast Club, one of the biggest radio stations in America. He gets a chance to go on there. He embarrasses himself by trying to freestyle at the end and does fucking terribly, okay? And embarrasses himself. No fans are going to translate over, okay? You can't say that you're going to be able to freestyle and then just come out with some terrible shit in front of everyone. Doesn't work like that. Okay? Fails at that promotional event. Then I want to talk about UFC fight cards. No one has gotten a better treatment than Tyron Woodley. In his last fight against Kamaru Usman, he was co-main event to a John Jones fight. Massive publicity. Okay? In his fight before that, against Darren Till, he was the main event of his own fucking card. Okay? Before that, his fight with Wonderboy Thompson, the rematch, Damian Maia, was the co-main event to John Jones versus DC2. One of the biggest fights of the decade, okay? Doesn't get the rub and star power that he thinks he deserves. Is it starting to add up that the problem might not be everyone else's racism in the world, but you might just not be likable, Woodley, okay? Are we starting to put things together now? Before his fight with Damian Maia, he had a rematch with Wonderboy, was the headliner of his own card, okay? Before that, he has the first fight with Wonderboy on the co-main event to the McGregor card. Okay, McGregor versus Alvarez. One of the biggest fights in UFC history. Still doesn't get the star power he thinks he deserves. I can't explain this to you guys enough. He calls out the company for racism. Pulls the race card non-stop. Okay? The company has never been nicer to a man in the history of the UFC in terms of giving title shots than Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, if you remember the way he got his title shot, Carlos Condit got injured, okay, in this fight. Woodley kicked his leg, bear in mind, but it was a weird injury where Carlos Condit tore his ACL while he was trying to spin with the kick. He goes down, Woodley wins the fight, then does nothing but sit on the sidelines for about a year and a half to over a year, and then gets a title shot upon return, okay? Instead of Wonderboy, who had just beaten Rory McDonald, who had just beaten Johnny Hendricks as well by KO in the first round, I believe. I don't think he can be likable, man. And now he's sitting on the sidelines and saying he doesn't want to take on Leon Edwards in London. This is what makes Masvidal a superstar. He goes to London, fights Darren Till. That's part of the storyline to make you seem like a badass. If you go to someone's hometown, it's the history of the promotional sport. Going to someone else's hometown and trying to beat them there gets you a bunch of hype and energy and fans. Masvidal did it to Till. Chael Sonnen did it to Wanderlei Silva and Anderson Silva as well. You know, people, or he tried to do it with Wanderlei Silva. People want to go to people's backyards and fight them. It's in the history of the sport. Conor McGregor came to New York. I don't know why he won't do it. But I guess he's just a businessman, not a fighter, looking for ways that he's going to guarantee success. And he wants to fight. He wants to fight Leon Edwards, I guess. They want to do it in America, but even still, that fight should have been announced a very long time ago. And this is the thing: if Woodley's wondering why he's not in the conversation to fight McGregor or Masvidal or for the title or any of these guys, if Woodley had just fought already, I know he had some injuries, but that's the reason why you're not in the conversation right now. You're not relevant right now, okay? You're rapping right now. You're part-time in the game. If you want to get relevance, get back in there. Give us one of your famous KOs, okay, over a top guy in Leon Edwards on the main event of a fight night. Call out someone on the microphone. Get your name back in the media and win. Because at the end of the day, he's got a family. I want him to do well, naturally, because he's got a family, okay? Get back on the microphone. Get back in there against a guy in Leon Edwards. Make a statement. They're talking about you versus you or Leon Edwards for the title shot next. Steal that opportunity by telling Dana White you want Leon Edwards in London in the co-main event to Till versus Hermansson. Steal that opportunity. Be the company man for once in your life, okay? And ruin the option for Kamaru Usman to take Leon Edwards. That's the best thing to do, okay? Chael Sonnen was talking about this, and there's a lot to be learned from Chael Sonnen in the art of getting yourself a title shot, because the man's got many of them in his career, even sometimes when he didn't deserve them, okay? He was talking about Darren Till versus Yoel Romero, and which one of them should get to the title shot. And this was after UFC 244 when Gastelum beat Till, or when Till beat Gastelum, sorry. And he was talking about who should get the title shot between Romero and Darren Till. And he said the best thing you can do if you're one of two guys in the option for a title shot is be the guy to call out the other option. Because then if the other option doesn't respond and says they're waiting out for the title shot, he said it's playground rules. And Dana's going to look at you like, oh, this guy's really about shit. We'll pick this guy. Woodley needs to show interest. Take advantage of the situation. Eliminate Leon Edwards as the option because it seems like that's the direction that Kamaru Usman wants to go in. Woodley versus Edwards. Make it happen. Steal the show, Woodley. Okay? Steal the fucking show. Till versus Hermansson's in the main event. Till has a chance of being a boring fight. If you go out there and smoke Leon Edwards, you're back. You're back in the spotlight, you got some power, and you got some negotiating to do. Like and subscribe, thank you for watching. Jesus Christ, Tyron Woodley, those things had to be said, okay? See you later. Click that button there. Goodbye. I'm sorry if I sounded like a hater right there, but I feel like that's going to help him out if he reads this, or sees this, because you don't read with your eyes. You do, but you don't read videos. Fuck's sake, man, I fucked it up at the very end. See you later, man. Click that fucking subscribe button and shut up.